right, we're back. New and kind of improved a little bit. We're kind of worked out a few bugs, and there's still motion behind me. So anyway, if you would like things to improve around here, feel free to like and share the videos and subscribe and all that good stuff. All that helps us potentially increase our production quality someday.
If we have lots of subscriptions.
If enough of you subscribe and share these videos around, maybe, just maybe, we'll get some lights for Marie's house and better cameras for all of us.
I totally have a lamp. What are you talking about? It's just in the wrong place.
LED daylight bulbs.
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's get back in here. So we've got Feanor's like royal bodyguard parked outside. We've got grumpy Feanorian sons. We have messengers from Olwe sending their condolences to Fingolfin, who takes this opportunity to discuss some things with Fingon and Tirion. That conversation kind of winds up in the... I mean, do you think that Tirion should get the last word here? I feel like Tirion should kind of win this discussion a little bit.
Since nothing has happened yet, it should sound like Tirion has won.
Yeah.
Like, why is there any reason to leave? We have a good thing going here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is kind of a fair thing to say. It's about to blow up in his face, but it hasn't yet.
Yeah. So there's that. So that's 1, 2, 3 scenes in Act 2.
And then we're going to follow it up with Feanor entering Tirion.
Right, but that's a shot, though. That's not really...
Yeah.
I'd like to get one... Oh, I don't know, because I feel like the conversations that we're talking about can be pretty lengthy.
Yeah, I think that's fine for Act 2.
Okay. All right, Act 2 break happens after Feanor's triumphant return in the city. There should be people who are excited.
Yeah. This is the first time he's been there for 10 years, so...
Right. I mean, there's going to be people who are kind of like looking at each other like, this is going to get awkward.
But that's not the overall impression because...
Right.
Yeah. So the people who feel that way should stand out as being either particularly grumpy or unpopular themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, the general consensus would be kind of welcoming him back. Yeah.
So I think that, oh, by the way, I think that having the army camped outside the city thing, it should be a temporary situation. And I think that that MacLeod is going to bring that up. You know, that he just needs time to kind of that Fingolfin just needs time to kind of figure out how to deal with this situation in a way that's not going to cause armed conflict within the walls of Tirion.
Right. Like, they need to find a place for them, and we'll build one. We just, give everybody a minute.
Right. Which is fair.
Yeah.
You know, but it's still gonna aggravate them.
Yeah. Yeah. No. So there can be voices of reason within the Feanorian camp. Yeah. It's just the voices of reason don't usually win.
Yeah. Well, and I think that MacLeod is kind of the one who's got to say something like that. You know, Nithros is a relatively reasonable individual a good amount of the time, but at the same time, he still feels like his father is being wronged.
Exactly. He has a strong enough sense of that would come out on top for him right now.
Right. I mean, he may understand Fingolfin's issue. He may understand the problem.
Right.
Which is why he agreed to this at all.
Yeah. MacLeod is not politically strong.
Mm-hmm.
Maedhros is.
Nerdanel can be there.
Yeah.
It could have been Nerdanel's call to agree to this.
Well, the way we kind of left it was that the group left and came in while she was off having a conversation. So, and yes, time went by and she could rejoin before Feanor comes back.
Right.
But at the same time, we probably don't want to show her. It would be easier to make it look like she and Feanor are off on their own for an undefined amount of time.
It's okay. Well, but at the same time, we don't need her to have not come home with them. Like, there's no necessity for that.
No, I don't think we need to show her in. Well, except. You're right. We do need her around by now. Like, she doesn't need to have been there when the army got camped out, but she needs to be there now because her sons have to know her viewpoint before the whole oath thing happens. Like, they have to know that they're choosing their father over their mother.
Yeah.
And can't be hit blindsided like, what do you mean mom's not on board? Like, that's just not a fair way of doing this.
Right.
So she has to say something in all of this that makes it very clear what her viewpoint is.
Right. But what I'm saying is she doesn't need to be present for that conversation. But and here's the reason, my reasoning for wanting her to be there when they arrive, is because it's very easy for us to say that Nerdanel agreed that this was a smart thing to do. It's a lot harder to say the sons were okay with this situation.
Well, they're clearly not okay with it.
Right.
But would they have
agreed to that?
Well, Fingolfin told them that's the way it's going to be. And were they going to openly challenge him in Tirion?
Maybe. Like, I don't know.
They're going to
where their heads are at.
Well, I think, okay, some of them are slightly hot-headed. So Caranthir, yeah, sure. But the rest of them have the sense to wait for Feanor to get back before they challenge Fingolfin.
Okay.
Like, Maedhros is not going to challenge his uncle directly. But he is going to be really ticked off that Fingolfin made that decision for Feanor and acted like he was in charge.
Right.
So he feels very wrong.
Maedhros, yeah. But his position is father is going to come
and fix this
at some point. Right. It's, we'll let him, we'll
let him take care of his brother.
Right. We'll wait for him.
Yeah. MacLeod is of the opinion, look, Fingolfin's just doing this for a minute. It's going to get fixed in a bit.
Right. He's doing the best he can, which is true.
Right.
I don't think that Fingolfin bears any of these people any ill will. He's just aware of the fact that there are antagonisms going on and that bringing these people into the city is a mistake.
Yes.
Like everybody else, the entire rest of the Formanos contingent is inside. It's just these guys.
Yeah. Yeah. So, no, I think that we need to show that there's anger and discontent with that decision, but not a willingness to challenge Fingolfin without Feanor.
Right.
Because we need to kind of show that the sons 100% defer to their father.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
So I don't think we need Nerdanel to have been the one who agreed to anything, because it kind of takes the agency away from everybody else who's going to matter.
Right. Okay, that's fair. All right.
All right, so Act 3.
Yeah.
Feanor shows up.
Yeah, so Feanor shows up. Maybe she could arrive during that conversation, and that's the end of that conversation.
All right, does she say something to it?
No, what I mean is like they get word that she's arrived in the camp.
Okay, so, and that's the news, and then so they go out, and all right.
Right. So we don't see her until after. All right. So let's get into Act 3, because Act 3 is
tricky.
Okay. So we know that we have. I want Act 3 to end with the Angband scene.
Then Gordrum.
Yeah. So we need to get there. Have we completely worn out Tirion at this point? We need to be having conversations between Feanor and other people before we get to
the torchlit scene.
Yes.
Yeah.
There needs to be implications. Like we need to set that up. That thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there needs to be word going around that that he's gathering everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But
that there's not much we have to set up still, because Feanor's arrival in Tirion is a domino effect. Like once he's there, it just all goes quickly.
Right. So
yes, there is some anticipation of everyone go to the square, something's happening.
Yeah.
But how long does that take? Not very.
Right. Does maybe Finarfin make a final personal appeal to him before that happens?
I'm trying to think about what Feanor's headspace is like right there, as to whether or not he's going to even bother talking to his half-brothers privately.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm not saying that I think that Finarfin would seek him out.
Right, but I mean, is Feanor gonna give him the time of day, other than, have your words out with me in public in front of everyone? I'm gonna show you.
Right, but at the same time, if Finarfin directly opposes him in public, it's gonna cause him a problem.
True.
And he doesn't. Like nobody does.
Yeah.
So there has to be some kind of
Galadriel a little bit, but only a little bit. She still is like, let's go to Middle Earth, but not for this vengeance stuff.
Right.
Like she's quibbling over reasons. She's not opposing the idea.
Right.
So you're right. Okay. So despite it might seem odd that it would happen, it's probably good for us to have it happen, for Finarfin to try to talk to Feanor.
Well, Feanor could not be really, like, he could be like in motion, like he can be moving, and Finarfin's like following along after,
running after him,
trying to talk to him.
Yeah, I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like making an appeal to him to wait, like
Oh, if Finarfin is going to try and have that conversation with Feanor, is Nerdanel going to have a parallel conversation with her sons?
Yeah.
But wait! Please don't go along with this crazy stuff.
Right.
Like those two conversations could be happening simultaneously. Like we could even be shifting between them.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Or something. So this could both be in Act 3.
So, oh gosh. All right. So Feanor is making preparations, I'm trying to think if we need at least one more thing to be happening. Not concurrently, but like if we need one more thing to happen before this. And I think we kind of do.
Okay, what?
I know. I'm thinking.
Oh, I see. I meant, we said, I think there's one more thing we need to happen. I'm like, great, tell me, what do we need?
No. I mean,
it was, there's a space there. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to return to the frame. I think the frame is just the beginning and end of the episode.
Yeah, that's fine.
And Angband we obviously are going back to. So, yeah.
Was there any discussion about anything that the Valor were going to be doing in this episode? Because I feel
like most of it centered on the second episode.
Yeah, I agree.
Even though they talked about it a little bit with this episode of what do the Valor do, it was all for later. Like, oh, the Valor are still going to be like present in episode 10. It's like, okay, that's great, guys.
Yeah. Okay. We can't go to Balerion. Okay. We can't go to Angband yet. I can't go to Balerion. We have dealt with... Okay. Is there anybody in Tirion that we haven't heard from yet? Anybody whose opinion is important?
I kind of feel like we got the last note from Indus in Lorien. So I feel like we're done with Indus now.
Unless she leaves.
Leaves where?
Unless she leaves Tirion to go back to
Oh, she could rejoin the Vanyar.
yeah.
Oh.
She could have a conversation with Fingolfin before she leaves.
Yeah. She could say goodbye to her children.
Oh god.
All four of her children. So we get the daughters in there too.
Yeah, but we're about to, I guess, yeah.
And Findus, the one daughter, could say, I want to go with you.
Yeah.
And go back with her mom, and that's why we never see her again.
Yeah.
So Indus could take Findus and go back. Sorry, I didn't name them. Could go back to the Vanyar, and that's when Irame is like, no, I'm going to stay here with my brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And she's always been real close to Fingolfin. Like she's in all the scenes she's ever had has been standing next to Fingolfin. So
yeah.
It'll make sense. Like, oh yeah, of course, Irame wants to stay with Fingolfin. No big deal. And then we find out in the torchlit scene that Irame staying to be with her brother, she really means Feanor all of a sudden.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, I think that could work.
Mm-hmm.
And there could be a sense that Indus is checking out because she knows what's coming.
Yeah. Well, she definitely, I mean, Muriel told her.
Right. That's the thing, is she's the one person who knows how badly this is going to go.
I think she does have to have a private moment with Fingolfin where she tells him, like flat out tells him that
this is going to end in fire, destruction, and death.
Right. Yeah.
But peace out.
Well, but at the same time, she recognized that she, like, even if she could convince him that that was true, he's still doing what he has to do at this point.
Yeah, and so we understand Finarfin's feeling of inevitability.
Yeah.
And shares it.
Right.
This is going to go very badly, and there's not a thing we can do to stop it, even though we see it coming.
Yeah, and he could even say, even if that were true,
what could I do?
Am I not bound by my word?
Yeah.
And what is she going to say to that? Like,
and she's like, and so was I, and that's why I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Earlier, like I promised Muriel that I would do my best.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, yeah, I think that could be a meaningful scene instead of a filler scene.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I like that. Yeah, I like that as the end of her arc.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to make sure we sent her character off without like just shuffling her off to the side and forgetting about her.
Right. No, I think that does that, which is good.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So we get that scene. We get the scene with Nerdanel and her sons.
Yeah. And it's very clear by now that her sons have heard this from her before, and she has never stuck to it in the past. And they're looking at her like, yeah, you say that now, whatever. Right. You'll come around.
Yeah.
You always do.
Mom has always come around to what Dad wants every time. This isn't going to be any different.
Yeah. So she kind of gets that note of despair starting there, realizing that she's lost them already, that she's not going to be able to. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So
this is turning out to be a depressing episode.
Yeah.
Everything is horrible. Really? And we haven't even killed anyone yet.
Well, the elves haven't killed anybody yet.
Yeah, we started out with a dead body. But the point is, I mean, Finway died the last season. I mean, his death isn't news.
It's over. Like, the good times are gone. Like, it's done.
Yeah. Season 1 of SilmFilm was very deceptive. The innocent childhood of Estelle. Surprise! He turns violent and everyone dies.
All right. Let's take a break real quick. If anybody is still watching live, hang in there. We'll be back in a minute. If you're watching us on YouTube in the future, definitely like and share the videos if you like and want to share them. If you haven't yet, feel free to subscribe and check out the links below for all kinds of interesting information and cool stuff. So we'll be back in a minute.